What's going on YouTube? What's going on, fellas? Hope everybody's doing well. If you don't know, I am Young Black Man. Come back at y'all with another video. Today I want to talk about a very important topic. First of all, TGIF, thank God it's Friday, or whenever you hear and see this video, it's Friday, or whenever you see it. But any day the Most High wakes us up and gives us opportunity to have breath in our lungs and opportunity to be on our purpose is a blessed day. So nonetheless, whenever you see this video, we truly blessed and thank God for just another day in general. Since it is Freestyle Friday, meaning we're going to pick a topic that's not regular scheduled, but talk about something that's of great importance. So I want to do a response video of Men Don't Defeat Yourselves. I was watching Uncle Rom yesterday, or depending on when you see his video, the other day he did a video called Men Don't Defeat Yourselves. And he was talking about, the mindset, within dating a relationship and not having a self-defeated mindset. And ultimately, he said something that was so profound. He said, winning at life. The ultimate goal is to win at life in general. Within every single substance, every single context, you must ultimately have a winning or a victorious mindset. And ultimately, I thought about that. It reminded me of the movie Creed, the first Creed, where Rocky Balboa, probably played by Sylvester Stallone, took Apollo Creed, son, which is Adonis Creed, and he took him to the mirror. If you ain't watched that movie, definitely go watch that movie. Great movie in general. And he looked at him. He told Adonis to look into the mirror. And he said, ultimately, that's your biggest, or he was like, either that's your first opponent or that's your biggest opponent. It's yourself. Brothers, we must not never defeat ourselves. We must always have the correct mindset. In 2019, I'm calling it out, and for the first time, we must truly learn to defeat the mindset of self-doubt, of low self-esteem, of self-hatred of ourselves, of self-dislike of ourselves. And when each and every one of those words, and even though it affects not only the internal aspects, it affects the outside aspects. It even affects the law of attraction. When we have those self-doubting mindsets, those negative mindsets, those low self-esteem mindset, it attracts negative things. So it affects us internally and externally. But the word I want to deal with that is self. It's almost like if you playing basketball, a basketball player not going to give himself a self-imposed foul. He's not going to give himself a self-imposed technical foul. Correct? So we ourselves are ultimately defeating ourselves by having a defeated mindset, by not thinking as critically as we should, by not being on our purpose, by not being on our ultimate destiny, by not looking at ourselves as being the men, leaders, and the greatness that the Most High has called us to be. Now, we all must improve. Don't get it twisted. None of us are perfect by any means whatsoever. But we must not defeat ourselves by having a mindset that we're chained to the spirit or to the low energy of negativity, or of having self-doubt, of having low self-esteem. Again, all of it is the first word in each and every one of those things is self. We're self-penalizing ourselves. We're and we're in prison. What's the word I'm looking for? We're putting ourselves in a prison. We're doing almost, if you heard of citizens arrest, it's almost like a self-arrest. We're putting our own self in chains and cuffs and in bondage, by not being able to have a free and clear mindset and be the men the Most High has called us to be. Ultimately, it does nothing for us. It creates negative environments. It creates negative attitudes. It makes potentially positive situations into automatically negative opportunities or negative ideas because of our mindset. We go into it with defeated purpose. You don't go into a job interview with a defeated purpose. You go inside and say, yes, I'm going to get through this interview. I'm going to do well. I'm going to do everything I can. You don't go into the gym saying, "Oh, I'm gross and disgusting." No, you go into the gym saying, "Hey, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm ultimately getting there." You don't go into a relationship saying, "Oh man, she doesn't want me," or "How did I work here?" And you say, "No, I'm a good man. She's a good woman. We're gonna get together. I'm a good young brother. She's a good young sister. We're gonna get together and we're gonna try to make it work. If it doesn't work, hey, that wasn't God's intention and plan for our life. We're going to the next one, but we're gonna try to make it work. We're gonna come together, and we're not gonna have a scarcity mindset. That if it does work, we're not gonna force it. We're gonna live the life that God has called us to be, on the righteous path, on the righteous journey. And that's why I say a lot of times with that self-defeated aspect. Again, I say it all the time. I say fear and the Most High do not occupy the same space. If He's the creator of the universe, all power is in His hand, but He created us in our image. Fear and the Most High do not occupy the same space. The Most High says in the scripture that you can only serve one God. You cannot serve the God, or not even the God, but you cannot serve the enemy of self-defeat, of low self-esteem, and then expect to serve God at the same time. If you go into church with the mindset of, "Oh, what are other people thinking about me?" You can't serve God with an accurate headspace. So I'm using that from a practical perspective, But even that, the Most High has a special purpose and plan for our life, and we are going against His will when we are so caught up within ourselves or defeating ourselves that we can't even live the life that He's called us to be. He wouldn't put us on this earth unless He had a special purpose and plan for us. I mean, it's billions of people on this earth. Why would He create one more person? Because you must understand, at the thought process and get into it from a scientific or biological standpoint without getting too graphic, at time of creation of a human being, there's, I think somebody said 7 million cells, 3 million cells, 1 million cells, whichever one it was. But ultimately, it was one of us that took it. So we were the fastest, the smartest, the strongest, even at point of us just being a simple idea before we even created to be a human being. Before those two parts got together and ultimately created one, we were automatically the best cells possible. But when we grow up through the process of living in a negative society, or maybe missing out on some opportunity, or maybe not having a father in our life, or whatever it might be, we automatically adopt the defeated mindset. We automatically adopt, not all of us, but some who are dealing with low self-esteem, dealing with self-doubt, dealing with whatever issue you might be dealing with, adopt a certain mindset, and that affects every single thing. You will find out that the most successful people, and I just don't mean that from a money standpoint. I mean that one brother who, we all got that one friend who's something they cool with everybody. But the difference between them is they have a victorious mindset. I never seen the one person who cool with everybody have a defeated mindset. To me, that brain's a little too inflated, and they may be, like, all right, bro, chill. Everybody has that dude in a circle. For me, within my circle of friends, I'm kind of the cool collector type. I ain't really got a whole bunch to say, but when I do say stuff is correct, and it comes from a place of caringness, it comes from a place of critical thought. I'm able to, use that to the advantage and help everybody within my circle, and also help, how can I say it, help others who also need help as well. So we can't have a mindset of self-defeat, brothers. We must not have a mindset of low self-esteem. We must not feed the parasite of low self-esteem. We must rid ourselves of that, cleanse ourselves ultimately. And that's where you go to the gym, you self-improve. That's why you read books, you have a good diet, you do all the things you can to not only shed the waste and weight and burden, or whatever you want to look at from a practical standpoint, or a physical standpoint, or a spiritual standpoint, to rid ourselves of the waste and of the toxic that's within us. As like how we exercise, physically exercise, we sweating and we're doing everything. It's releasing toxic, and then turn around and releasing positive chemicals. We're able to break down our muscle to build it back up even stronger before. And we must do those things. We must learn to shed and get rid of that negative doubt, that negative energy, that negativity, and not defeat ourselves. We cannot go into a situation thinking that we're already losing and expect to win. It's not going to happen like that. And then when you don't win, not because you weren't qualified, but because we automatically defeated ourselves, we go into a perspective of, oh man, well, if we had a negative mindset, it's just going to feed a negative. Think about that. If you go into a negative situation, say with a job interview, you're negative throughout, or you doubt throughout, or you're not giving good eye contact, or you seem nervous, or you seem fearful of the situation, then you don't get the interview. You're already in a negative headspace before. You're going to be in a greater negative headspace when the outcome was not great. So it's a lose-lose situation. You've already defeated yourself before you even think it even happened. You got to come inside with a mindset, I'm going to do the best I can and be great and do great, and ultimately see what happens. So in 2019, I pray and proclaim that this is the year that we get rid of all low self-esteem, get rid of doubts. We're going to always have some thought processes that, we're going to be a little bit uncomfortable with, or, we're going to feel, a little, how can I explain it? We might, overanalyze it a little bit here and there. We should never come from the perspective of having a defeated spirit and a defeated mindset, because not only will it hurt ourselves personally, we'll begin to attract things that are also negative. And that further cloud, that dark cloud above your head will become bigger and bigger, and it will become more and more of a distraction. It'll become more and more of a thought process of defeat, and you begin to have more rainy days than sunny days. And ultimately, we live this life to be the best way possible. Again, the Most High said, delight yourself in the Lord, and He should give you the desires of your heart. Another scripture, talks about, going down the righteous path and doing the things that we possibly can. In all our ways acknowledge the Most High, and He shall make our paths. Doing the things that we must do to be the men that He called us to be. And our mindset tells us, our carnal mindset, or our low energy mindset tells us to, be negative, or to doubt ourselves, or we don't even think about it. Just how we breathe and just how our heart beats, we don't even think about the negativity that a lot of times we even have in our own headspace. That when we, trying to get a job opportunity, like, man, I'm probably not going to get it. I might not get it. No, you got to come to a mindset of, if the Most High is willing, I will get this opportunity. If He doesn't see fit for me to have this opportunity, there's another one just as good, if not better, right around the corner. Even if I had to build up to it, I'm still going to get there eventually. That's the mindset that we must have. We must never live a defeated mindset. It was never meant for us to be defeated. We're victors and never victims. We must always live victorious. And ultimately, as the Most High says, He's at the beginning and the end, and He always gets the glory, all the honor, and always gets the victory. And because of that, soon we are aligned with Him automatically through bloodline, through lineage, through thought process, through spiritual connection. We will also be victorious. But we also must put in that faith, but we also must put in that work. And once we put in that work, ultimately we will achieve the things that we are called to achieve. So just like the brother who's breaking out of his chains right now and has finally defeated the things that held him in bondage, let's break out of our chains of low self-esteem. Get out of those chains. Break away from it. Begin to draw and attract positive things into your life. Do affirmations. Do prayer and meditation. Do the things that cause you to be positive. Go out every single day that you possibly can and give respect and hopefully get respect back, but also know to get respect back. Through the interaction that we have. And if people, don't accept it, find a circle of people who are positive and who are for the righteousness and who are for the right path, right? Watch the right videos. Don't put negativity into your heart and spirit, especially before you go to bed. Don't watch nothing negative, nothing crazy. When you get up, first thing you do in the morning. First thing I do in the morning is listen to Travis Green. I listen to probably the same 3 songs every single morning. Then I go in and probably listen to Eric Hip Hop Preaching. Then I go in and listen to a little Les Brown. I take that 20-30 minutes to get my mind right, to wire my mind into being in the correct state. So when I'm actually going out into the day, my mind is already in a positive state. I've already gotten the victory. Most High has already gone on our behalf, fought the battle, fought the war, and has gotten the victory. The only thing we must do is continue to follow Him down the path that He's creating. And if we have self-doubt, self-imposed, we're putting self-imposed penalties on us, because ultimately Most High called us to live a free life, and ultimately to never be defeated but always be victorious. So men, don't defeat yourselves. Just like Unc said, within every situation, whether it's dating, relationship, whether it's life, whether it's career goals, whether it's just living life in general, never defeat yourselves. Know that we are great and the Most High called us to be the greatest we possibly can be. So peace and blessing to each and every one of y'all. I'm on to the next one. Please like, share, subscribe. Again, we hit 100 subscribers. Thank everybody for that. And we're continuing to grow and continue to move. My ultimate goal for 2019 is to have consistent followings, that have consistent time, that have consistent subscribers, that have consistent people to view our videos, because we're trying to do something on this channel that I don't see on YouTube, other than maybe Uncle Rom and Best Man Made and maybe a few other channels that I even haven't discovered yet. Black Man Career, I believe, is another one. Other than those few channels, I have never seen videos or channels or people just focus solely on the greatness that we can possibly be, and that's what I want for us as black men. So please follow this channel as we try to do some great things and do some different things. Peace and blessing each and every one of y'all, and peace and blessing to everybody who's out there doing the work, whether it's on YouTube, whether doing it personally or whatever. Peace and blessings and much strength and much blessing to each and every one of us as we continue to put in the work to be the best men possible. I see y'all again, I believe, was it Saturday? We're going to do spiritual Saturdays, success Sundays, and we have been on the videos before then. I might upload those as well for the weekends over with. I see y'all soon. Peace.